right, so, we're gonna start the subcommittee for, personnel. And we have 4 of the 5 here. I think Scott's coming, but we're gonna start. Okay, so let's see how we can do this. So I sent out kind of what I had, kind of condensed. As I said in the email, some of the things were in different places when I looked at it, so, there may be some changes. So what do people think? Do we wanna go one section at a time?
Are you looking at the guidelines email or
the whole thing, the
okay.
categories?
Okay.
Those are the things that have been painful.
Gotcha.
Yeah, let's start with the categories. I guess the one thing I sort of noticed, probably because it related to one of the ones I was doing around, so in the Board of Trustees relationship, we have director updates board on the progress of yearly goals, and then under the organizational and professional growth, we have director executed yearly goals. So I feel like one's communication and one's how they actually executed, but I was wondering if they were similar enough that we wanted to combine them, so it didn't feel like we were asking about things around yearly goals twice, or we're just happy that one's more communication and one's more.
Well, I felt that the reason it was in the trustees is that going forward, and I know we haven't done this in the past, going forward, we're gonna have the goals. And so like every meeting, there's a piece where like how we're doing on these.
Yeah.
So more of like how we want to know progressively. And then at the end of that goal season, were they executed?
Yes.
Oh, how is the overall execution?
Yeah.
So it was more about kind of reporting what we want to know. And I kind of lost track of what was from who or where. So I mean, I don't know, personally, I think that's okay to have the 2.
Yeah, because I think part of the 2 would depend on what the goal was. I mean, if they're only coming up with, say, 3 goals, it may not be that there's any goal in that particular section, in which case you could just do an A.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you could almost put that line in every single section because we don't really know what the goals are that year.
Well, why don't we go in order, so look at the first section.
Yeah.
And director encourages staff development and education, director holds and documents regular performance evaluations of staff, director maintains a safe, positive work environment, and director utilizes cross-training in order to provide optimal service to the public. All of the sections I started with director, so we're kind of speaking from the same way, hopefully it makes sense.
I like that whole section, I think it sounds perfect.
Okay, no changes?
I'm good with it.
Okay, Board of Trustees relationship. Who did that one? You? Okay, it's all you then. Do you want me to read them to you?
Yeah, I just think you're so much better. Again, above the fray kind of thing with the director trustee relationship. I just think that we just want to make sure she's doing what she's supposed to be doing as a rule.
Yeah.
And she's informing us, the facility, the finances, the programs, or any issues surrounding what's going on. Is she responsive to what we ask or any questions we have? We need her to be proactive with the future. I don't know that there's back in the goal thing, we want kind of meetingly updates on what she's doing towards goals or how goals are.
Right.
Yeah. What do we want to say?
Pretty clean.
What do we want to say? Regularly updates, as opposed to just updates?
Well, I think.
Consistently.
Yeah, that's the next one.
The 3rd bullet point, director's proactive in planning for the library's future. How does that, remind me how that works with Board of Trustees relationship?
Well, 'cause we want to make sure the building is getting set up for the future.
Right.
It's our job, to make sure everything is getting properly done.
Yeah.
And, yeah, we want to make sure we hear that. That's all part of our monthly reports.
Right, because it makes sense.
That's not kind of tucked under the first one, maybe it could be, but I think it's separate for that reason as to
Right.
big picture, facility.
Right, are we gonna need a new roof in
community,
3 years'
whatever.
time? Yeah, because I think it's all very well that she's looking after the day-to-day stuff, but it's no good to suddenly be like, well, no, I need a new roof because, I mean, that must meet direct strengths, but, if you can tell, oh, something's wearing, it's probably got this many more years. I think that should be part of.
I kind of think that
Yeah.
you're right.
That sounds a little more financial to me.
Well, that one can also be in almost all of these
Yeah,
things.
true.
Right.
Is that but we want to make sure, we want to be checking on that with the proactive. So this is letting the any director know that that's something we care about and are gonna check on.
Right.
And it also is, comes back to us, is that if that's true, we have to make sure we ask questions and make sure we understand because it's not just, it's changing what you do here or changing what you have here as well as financial. Financial is the first thing that comes to mind because that's always the big deal and to try to get money. But planning for changes, like using this, not using this, computers, it's really,
I mean,
it's
all
kind of
of this,
everything.
it could be under the organizational professional growth section instead, but honestly, that way it keeps 4 there and 4 on the other, so I don't mind the fact that it's in that. But I think it's good to have it.
Yeah. Is there anything we're missing from the first two? First one we said was okay. Anything we're missing from the trustees' relationship?
I don't think so. I mean, honestly, I feel like
We can answer.
1 and 2 pretty much cover the gist of that. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't think it makes
Yeah,
sense.
so we could add consistently to the director updates board. Well, I think that's a nice wording.
and I know there's been a lot of things about responsive and accountable, I like that,
Yes.
about the questions and concerns. So I don't think we need to be more specific than that.
Right.
This is easy so far. Okay, so community and patron services. Was that what,
Is that
Scott did?
Scott's? I think so.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait a few minutes and see if this is the one I think I took out something about that was somewhere else. Which escapes me right now. Okay, financial management.
I think it's all perfect except the wording on the 4th one just sounds, director communicates budget updates, trustees monthly.
2 trustees, or do you wanna change the whole thing?
2, director communicates budget updates, 2 trustees monthly. Yeah, I think 2 trustees. I feel like it's just missing a word or something in there, so yes, 2 trustees weekly.
Yeah, I don't even think you need the word trustee, because this is the trustee evaluation.
Yeah. Yeah, if you, or take out the word trustee completely, either add 2 or take out trustee.
Director
Either one would make
communicates
it
budget
clear.
updates
It's
To
a trustee
board?
eval, yeah.
to board monthly, or just monthly?
Just
Yeah,
monthly,
just
I think.
monthly.
It's gonna be like 5 questions and 3 words.
That's fine.
I know.
Yeah.
Now, so is there anything else about financial management?
I feel like that was like one of the most straightforward categories.
Yeah.
So now at one point we sort of talked about having the buildings and ground stuff in the management. I guess it's it's partly in with the relationship.
Sorry,
Oh,
I'm
that's okay.
I'm late.
I don't know, I got a random
Happy New
text
Year.
from somebody who said,
It's me.
oh, yeah, okay. By process of elimination, sit right here,
Alright.
you're gonna be punished for being 5
That
minutes
makes sense.
late. Wave to your fans.
Hello, everybody, all 4 of you.
You got the email about.
Yes,
Okay,
yeah.
that's what we're doing.
Yep.
So we're on financial management, so we think we're okay there?
Yeah, I think it's good, that just little wording change on the 4th one.
So we skipped community and patron services.
Sure.
So you wanna talk about that? I did eliminate one, I forget what it was, but it was because it was somewhere else.
Yeah, no, I think it looks, hold on, let me pull up the.
Yeah, go ahead.
Get landed from it.
So I don't know that we really have anything much about the buildings and grounds.
Oh, buildings and grounds, that's.
Yeah, because that had been one that we discussed in financial management of something along the lines of, buildings and grounds adequately maintained within budget constraints, that she's aware of the needs of the library, for plant facilities, equipment, supplies.
There's the first line under the board of trustee relationship.
Yeah,
that
so is that-
issues can, make us aware of
Right.
issues.
Physical facility.
So is that
Yeah.
good enough that it kind of
I think-
addresses that part?
I think that, like, we kind of always think about that in the financial state because that's the big ticket items. And because it's an older building and a new building together, it's always a lot of discussion. But really, it's equally important, it's a big ticket item, but it's, just as important, it's equally as important for all the things that happen inside. So I don't think we need to erase it, to put it in its own section.
Okay, well, not its own section, but just an extra, sort of criteria
Question of
block
financial
to,
management.
yeah, because you might be doing great with the budget, but maybe, or the next director might be doing great with the budget, but maybe, the facility would be having issues that weren't being addressed. It could be
Well, we don't
something that
know,
you
we
might-
don't know what issue would be addressed.
Right.
We don't know what, it could be when when salaries go up a different step or people are hired at a higher or lower, that could be the big issue.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't think we need to, because we don't know what's gonna happen.
No, I guess it just gives you an extra way to just say, just looking at facilities, are we happy with the way that one specific thing's being managed, just.
I feel like the third point, director allocates her reserves funds for unexpected contingencies. Like the bulk of that probably
Yeah,
is related to
That's
facilities.
That's kind of,
But it's enough of a blanket
Yes.
statement that
That's right, yeah.
it could also cover something else that's not related to. I
because
feel like
they,
it's in there, but it's just.
Yeah, it's a
not
little-
explicit.
Exactly.
But I don't know that it needs to be there. It's
Yeah.
supposed to be there. As long
the
as-
unexpected things,
Yeah, or
that's what
budgeting
came
for
to
the
my mind was.
rainy day fund, whether
Yeah.
that be salary negotiations or, the roof caving in or something.
Mhm.
And don't
That's
forget
something I
that
wouldn't talk
under
about.
each one of these things, different things could come up every year, because it's gonna be a year now. And that's why the comment section is gonna be more important. And if you read
Yeah,
the
it's
directions,
annual, yeah.
and for the directions say, that we're gonna encourage that if you make comment about something, that you give examples. Like this was, I didn't feel comfortable with this because of this when this happened. So hopefully they're gonna be more specific.
Yeah.
And there won't be the misunderstanding of well, what does this mean? When Catherine gets it, or any future director gets it. And that was kind of the stumbling block when we did the evaluation last time. That the comments kind of weren't clear, and it's like, well, because it could be a million different things that happen over the 3-year period. I think every year really it's 10 months. So that's not even a full year, so that's gonna be able to kind of zero in on specific things that happen that year and then. So you wanna talk about community and patron services?
I think it's pretty cut and
You okay with
cut and
that?
dry, yeah, I think it's, a lot of it's gonna ladder up to she might not do it, but someone should get feedback that's communicated to her, to touch points on the community, like how are we doing, how are we doing with the library,
Mhm.
making sure that she has oversight to that. That's really it, that's, as far as I think it would take. She already does a good job, she and then the future director, to Karen's point, should make sure that, and maybe I should add that, is that we make sure that the director has good working relationships with, other members of the town.
Right,
I don't know how you grade that, so.
Well, that's kind of
like-
under professional relationships.
Yeah, there you go. So I think for community, it's basically gonna be surveys, just laddering up from what she's hearing, from the staff to her or to, again, the future director.
right.
I think it's,
So I think director communicates library services utilizing appropriate channels. I think that that's good because
Right.
we want the community to know.
Yeah.
But how that happens is really not our, you know,
Correct,
it's
correct.
it's the trustees to say, well, wait a minute, you know, do you think that's working, do you wanna try this, that,
Right,
that?
and
But we
there's,
shouldn't be specific in any of them.
no, because they're in the middle of already trying different ways of doing
Right.
things anyway, right? Like they've stepped back from
Facebook,
right, and they're doing newsletter and dabbling, and it's like, that's up to them to figure
Exactly.
out. Like, we can give recommendations, but that's ultimately up to the crew to figure out how they want to distribute that information.
And I think the second one, the same thing, collects, evaluates, and communicates patron and community feedback.
Right.
How she does that, if she wants to do that, through surveys,
Correct,
or something
correct,
else,
if
it's
it's
gonna be
Google
up to
form,
her.
or if it's, yeah, right, exactly.
But if we're if we're concerned about that, because we're putting it on the evaluation, it's also on us
Yeah,
to make
yeah.
sure we're getting an answer on that every month or every few months. If are any concerns that we feel,
Yeah,
you know, and I think then it's a good relationship.
right,
And I think that that will be better going forward, so I like the way that is. Maintains current and relevant services based on community needs and interests. Same thing, she's always got the pulse on it.
right,
Well,
figure out
they
the pulse.
always have it.
They.
And then you had one more that I took out,
I don't remember,
I don't even,
but that's
but
fine.
it was somewhere else.
That's fine, yeah, that's okay, yeah,
It was because it was somewhere else,
yeah, that's okay.
and I can't remember what it was from the original one.
But to me, that feels fine, it's, you know, again, for patron and community services, just making sure that like, you know, the library feels good to the public and that we're keeping an eye on,
Needs,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's really it.
because honestly, I don't even know how you do that, but
I don't either, and, well, I'll never
But
forget,
I'm not
like,
people
when I
person.
became a library trustee, people were like, oh, can you put in recommendations for these books? And I'm like, not really, but sure,
You
like, you can, like, yeah, you can tell me what you want, but I don't know. Go
But they
go
can
over
too.
that, yeah,
Right,
they can
exactly,
too.
as a
Right,
library user, you can also
right,
just.
like, you can do that, I don't,
Yeah.
so I think that's fine by me.
you didn't tell them, well, we are thinking of redecorating the trustees room, but that's not. We want chairs that doesn't make me look like a more of a midget than I am. Like these chairs just do
These are
not
very
fit
low.
this table. Yeah, well, it's the
Yeah,
table
that's
too
true,
high.
actually.
Oh, yeah.
It's not the chairs are too loud.
No, it actually really is the table. That's an old door. And they
Oh,
make it too
yeah,
high.
that is an old door.
It was a cool table.
So it
Chip
just,
McBain work.
I mean, the door doesn't, anyway, shorter legs.
no, but they did the door became a table, but it's how they, based it. I think this is thicker, right?
Still could have made it shorter.
Pardon me, what?
It still could have made it shorter though, it has nothing to do with the fact that it's no door on top, the legs.
No, but I
themselves
think
could
the
have
way they
been
wanted
shorter.
to, they weren't concerned with that, they were just concerned with making sure, you know what I mean? I don't think they
Yeah.
thought about it being a table, they thought about saving the door as a table.
Where did the door come from?
Let's put that on the 2026 resolutions.
door come from?
I should know that, but I don't,
It's not from something in the old library.
probably.
I
So
would,
it's
I would
not-
assume that it was something.
McBain was the architect,
Each of the chunk.
so I'm sure he took a few things and I wouldn't be the least bit surprised that I know he did this. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Made it.
I'm surprised this glass hasn't broken yet.
No.
It is a rowdy room.
Well,
Yeah,
Here's a
you
gouge
throw
on
those
this that
bowls.
was not here, was here when I sat down, I'm just gonna tell you. It's just like, God, please, do. All right, so we want anything else in community and patron services? Are we missing anything then?
We want to say. Yeah, I mean, because it talks about services based on needs. I guess we want to say services and media, just to kind of say that it's not just about, it's not just about the programs and services, it's all about, the books and I don't know if there's just a word.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That's how we serve the public is
Yeah.
through books and
Is
materials.
it right?
As
Maybe
well
that's
as
the word I was
in-person
looking for,
programs or
materials.
like
Right.
events or whatever, like I feel like that's all part of the services of the
Yeah, the
library.
broader services.
Okay, as long as we're looking at services in a broad sense, rather
Yeah.
than.
Oh yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
everything we
Everything.
do.
Yeah.
That's fine.
It was just, it just struck me as kind of funny because we go through the entire review and the word book is not mentioned once. Or even like the more modern, forms of books, media.
Yeah.
materials, as you say.
Nobody reads anymore. As you're checking out your books.
One for me.
But I mean, that's funny, because that's how everyone thinks of libraries.
Yeah.
Back in the day, it was just that.
Yeah.
And
And it's so much.
it's
more
not that
these
it's not still there, but it is probably. I mean, I think all the media stuff and all, so it seems much more.
days. Okay, no, it's just a wide range of things. It just struck me as slightly funny to read through it.
Okay.
So financial management, we said was okay too, right? So first four, boom, boom, boom. Organizational and professional growth. Did we do that? I forget who did that.
I did that one.
Okay, good.
So, the director participates in relevant professional organizations, I mean, that's pretty straightforward to assess, yes or no. They attend conferences and training sessions that further library goals. Again, that's something that they report on, what we get out of. And then moving more into the organizational side, it's appropriately develops, implements and updates strategic plans.
Mhm.
And then basically how well they executed the yearly goals.
Is the first point repetitive to the last section? Director participates in relevant professional organizations, is that not sort of duplicating the entire professional relationship section?
No, because to me that would be like, well, for HR you have say SHIM, right, or I'm sure that there must be library, you could be a member.
Like Noble, or
No,
are you thinking more
like the Association of Library Directors, I don't know if that exists, but there's,
Yeah, it's,
Yeah.
right, so it's like that's,
it's like, are you going to those meetings, are you reading the updates, are you
Right.
involved at that professional
that's like
level discussion?
industry meetups
Yes.
versus like going to
Yes,
be friendly with the
Exactly.
town organizations, yeah, I think they are separate.
yeah, because you want them to get that professional development and
Correct.
be able to, sort of get best practices from other libraries.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, no, I think that makes sense.
but I think, I
Well,
don't
it
know,
kind of does, I think maybe we reword it then if that's the case. Because now that I look at it, it seems like participates in organizations, which is having a relationship with them. So if you're talking about, like literature or information, or joint, you know what
Yeah,
I'm
so
really talking
it's the
about?
networking, it's the,
Although, yeah, no, to
Well,
Amy's
that's the
point,
conferences and training sessions.
yeah, to Amy's point, in the following section, you've got meets with library groups regularly, meets with community groups and orgs. So maybe, yeah,
Community groups and organizations to foster library growth.
right, so maybe you don't
Well,
need.
no, because the point for that third one, the community groups, was more about like, that one was intended to be, say like the chamber, or,
Sure,
the HRC, I think she's another,
Right.
or whatever, like community groups
Mhm.
in the community, not so much library groups.
no, I know, but the second point is library groups, so to your point,
Right.
like, you're right, the first line in this org and professional growth, I don't think it matters, it's like it can live there or live somewhere else, but it
Yeah.
might be redundant.
It could be another one of those things
Yeah,
if you have in
yeah.
multiple places, because it may apply differently,
Correct. But-
be interpreted.
But yeah, now that I read through the professional relationships, all bullets, it might not be there twice, but yeah.
So if we're meaning something different, maybe we want to explain it differently.
Right, so if we, like to Karen's point, professional organizations mean, again, industry groups, but then you already kind of cover it with Noble and friends, that it's like, is it needed twice, that's all,
Yeah.
that's all really comes down to,
Or
it's
is there
like,
somebody in addition that we should
Correct.
put somewhere?
correct. Yeah, that's all.
How about the director conveys information from relevant professional organizations?
That's really conveyed to us, that's really in the, like, board of trustees. Well, I think it's under board of trustees relationship, that we want everything, we want every piece of information that's in our head, every month.
Cause I find
And
that
we want it in
participates 'cause it's
45 minutes.
broad, by keeping it as participates, and again, relevant professional organizations, we're not specifying, oh, you have to go to this one directly, if you found a different one that you think is better. and participates again, kind of gives the range for networking and other activities, and I just, I think it's just broadly worded enough.
No, it's fine. I was trying to differentiate it from the last one.
Yeah. And I suppose just the wording of the last one, director executed yearly goals, I think. Oh, I think, yeah.
Yeah,
I guess it's just a question, yeah. I suppose it's really just, how well do we feel she executed all the goals?
So the first one, are we changing it or are we leaving it? Because I'm not sure what the difference, I'm not sure what we're trying to ask differently. In the participates and meets with and joins, I mean, so what are we asking, what are we looking for that's different?
I'm trying to think of just a different word, like remains active in the professional organization.
Yeah, so it's the ALA, the American Library Association, and then the Library Leadership and Management Association are the two major professional organizations for library directors. So one's resources, education advocacy, the other is leadership development and management skills. So those would be the two big ones that she might.
Maintains professional memberships?
Yeah, I mean, it's right, memberships and getting something out of it, not just having
Right,
just having the
no, I know what you're
card.
I'm just trying to think of a way to word it to differentiate it from the other part, because I can see some future trustee being like, who wasn't part of this meeting,
Yes,
being confused reading that and then reading below it.
right.
Yeah, participate seems like you go to a meeting, so I think it's that word that we need to clarify. So,
Because I mean, that's professional organizations, and then these are more town and state, maybe? Because I think that the professional ones are probably national, right, American, right? Maybe that's,
Maintains professional accreditations.
yeah, but I don't know in the job description, do we ask for them to get accredited? If we did, then that would be one to link in there.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what she's a member of or right now.
I don't know, therefore I don't know that it matters to us.
Well, so I don't know what she would feel.
Well, you want to ensure that she's in touch or he is in touch with national organizations to see any trends or any kind of industry things happening that may be happening in the West Coast, not gonna look for the East.
So like the director remains updated or remains up to date with relevant professional organizations?
yeah, it's almost like, what's the output then? It's like, the director will provide quarterly updates based on industry trends or something, which
And how are we gonna
things-
know if they're up to date?
Right, and the thing is that she could
And that's
go
what I
to,
was gonna circle back to, is how do I know?
right,
None of us have any idea if she's a member of these now.
Yeah, correct.
Some of us have been trustees for, 8, 9, 10 years.
Right,
15.
you going again?
What?
You gonna
I
run again?
never know. It's a
Coming up?
new year, I know. The paper tells you that, Catherine tells you that.
Yeah.
So how about the director is credentialed in relevant professional organizations?
I'm actually just trying to open up the job description, I'm trying to get into the library trustee folder, which is meeting me to verify. Just because I thought that would be useful to see what it actually said.
I'm not feeling the right word.
Yeah.
I don't know what credential means, because then we might have to pay a deputy reminder that. It's not a foreseen expense.
Actively participates or
It's participates is what's, I think,
Yeah,
the hang up.
I would actually just get rid of that line altogether, to be honest, because what is it? I mean, we have attends conferences, works on plans, and then following that, it's like meets with town groups, we can't like regulate like what organization she's a part of, I don't think, and like what, I don't know, it's almost like,
We can.
we can't, that line seems a little disambiguous, that's all, it's like she participates in
Alright, so
Relevant professional organization, I don't know.
So in the job description under professional development, it says maintains professional skills, attends appropriate training sessions and professional conferences, reads professional literature, participates in relevant organizations. So it is in the current JD. And then it's got separately advocacy, supports ancillary library organizations like Friends, foundations, community present, which is interest in Wakefield Library. So it is separated out in the job description, so I think that makes sense to then continue that through. It literally says participates in relevant organizations, so again, it's not specified, even professional, but I would read professional in it.
No, I don't think it's something to get rid of per se, I think it's just that it's duplicated.
Right.
So do we need it in two places?
Right.
Or is it really a separate thing?
I think it's separate because that meets with library groups, right? That's,
Yeah.
to me, that's the Friends of the BB, that one. And
Yeah.
this one is, attends the ALA meetings to get updated on what's happening on the West Coast. And then brings that back as I've got an idea, let's do this based on, this great thing out of them. So I see it as separate. And I
Well,
would
so
like
then
participate because it's just a broad, sometimes you might just be listening, sometimes you might be contributing, sometimes, it just allows it to be broader than.
Well, I actually think that sentence should be within professional relationships. That they participate or is active in or.
But it's her professional growth,
So
right? By-
professional
by-
growth is that we want her to be, keep saying her, we want
Right.
AKA director.
Sure.
To be knowledgeable and
Right.
take from that knowledge of
Yes.
organizations. So that's the growth we wanna see. The relationships we wanna see, do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I don't think, a lot of the times, if I'm a member of SHRM, for example, I don't necessarily feel that I have a relationship with this giant body above me, right? But I get stuff out of SHRM, I have a question and I go to SHRM and I say, oh gosh, what's the law on this, or have you got a template on that, right? So that's what I get out of professional bodies, is that support, for me as an HR professional. So I'm imagining for her as a library professional, it's that similar kind of, knowledge-based things to tap into, things to learn from. But you don't necessarily have, and that can be.
But that's not
working.
participating.
Right, but
I'm agreeing with you, you're taking information from them.
Right.
You're learning from them, you're constantly updating from them.
Yeah.
But that's different than participates, because I think it's just gonna be one of those words that confuses
Okay.
people, you know what I mean?
I guess I was thinking participate in a fairly broad sense because it allows for both the taking of information, the networking. To me, it's.
I don't
to me, it's
disagree with the
broader.
point at all, I just think we need to word it differently.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
alright, so Derek,
Because if we wanna work where it participates, it belongs in
It's almost
professional
like
relationships.
professional education or
Attends relevant professional,
yeah, cause I can.
continuing ed kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
well, I think that's the second point, right, attend conferences and training sessions,
Mhm.
right? So I kind of see them as,
Yeah.
as related but separate. So is it maybe more about, utilizes appropriate professional resources to stay up to date,
Perfect,
right? To be a
that,
little
to me,
bit
that
more
sounds better
broader.
than this,
Alright,
like it could literally be exactly what you just said, utilizes personal, or what'd you say?
Utilizes,
Professional.
what did I say?
Utilizes relevant professional organization, knowledge from, of what utilizes.
your words, Karen.
Oh god, what did I say?
When we video it,
Yeah.
take-
Okay,
we
play the
videoed it.
tape.
We can rewind it later.
Play the tape.
Yeah,
But it was perfect.
yeah, it was great.
Just kidding.
And now it's gone.
That's the jet lag for you.
It's-
Phone a friend. Who's watching this?
Utilizes knowledge, information from relevant professional organizations.
She could just utilize relevant professional organization.
Yeah, utilizes relevant professional organizations.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna add something to it, but yeah, I think
Right,
that's,
that utilizes relevant professional organizations, correct?
yeah, I think that's
Perfect.
good.
Director attends, is everything else okay?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay, professional relationships.
That was me. I think it's perfect. I just think noble is supposed to be all caps, like an acronym,
Oh, it is?
I think so.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna put in ETC at the end of that one too, because
Yeah,
I don't know, you don't know what's coming down the pipe.
yeah, I mean, I really just wanted to hit on the three different types of groups, there's
Right.
the town, like, this is the town groups, library groups, and then community groups. And I feel like that kind of covers everyone that they would have a professional relationship with outside of the previous sections, professional
Right.
organizations.
I just wanna put et cetera in both of those, just because you never know.
Yeah,
So we're giving you an example, but if something else comes along, you know what I mean?
right, yeah, if
Just to
I was
clarify,
editing
yeah.
this, I would absolutely like all caps noble, I would put friends of the BB, added the word the.
Yeah. So I mean,
Um,
if you wanted to spell it out, it's.
I might spell out
the
FinCom.
Boston Library Exchange.
FinCom could probably be finance committee.
Yep.
Yeah.
But you don't need to necessarily capitalize the word town, directories of town groups. Or the word community and organization.
Yeah.
The third point, where community and organizations is capitalized, doesn't need to be capitalized. I'm guessing you copied and pasted what I said, and I just.
I don't know, I'm guessing that it was very late and.
I don't know, I sometimes think I'm E.E. Cummings and I just throw capitalizations to the wind.
I'm shocked there
Like
are more
that.
mistakes in this
Like
right now that I did.
I work more like Cormac McCarthy, so I don't use punctuation at all. So, no clue if I'm dialoguing or not, it's just happening, you know?
It's the new thing, they're eliminating punctuation, they already did it with cursive.
Yeah.
I think a punctuation is the next to go.
That's nice to go.
So you're a leader.
I'm ahead of the
You're
curve.
ahead of the curve.
Yeah, it's the way I would like to be.
I still like it. I don't know.
I like it all, but I like cursive.
Yeah.
Should there be a reference to town administrator in there? And the only other thing I was
Yes.
thinking about was instead of meets with, has relationships with.
Or even good relationships.
Or communicates with,
Which one,
Director,
professional relationships.
Probably all,
No, I know all of them, yeah, I
maybe all of them.
Yeah, cause I mean, meets with is a, obviously,
It's
this
probably
day and
like
age.
maintains relationships or has good working relationships with,
Yes, I like maintains good working relationships.
Yeah. I think that's.
Or just maintains relationships, but, good working relationships.
Yeah, we don't
It's
wanna
a
put
little-
pressure, we don't
it's a
wanna,
little
we don't wanna
wordy.
put pressure on them to
Yeah.
have good relationships, if they have relationships,
But
it's
just
important.
Director maintains relationships with,
Yeah, maintains relationships with.
you know,
Yeah, I think town administrator is all.
Well, it could be good relationships and they could be bad.
Right,
Right.
I don't wanna, like, that's
I'm
on
not
them.
gonna tell them how to relate.
Yeah, exactly, they can figure that out,
But we're
I'm not gonna
evaluating,
subscribe an adjective to their relationship,
No,
out
but
of
we're
sorts.
evaluating, so we're not gonna judge.
I was gonna say, I will judge.
Oh, that'll come
I
out.
would like it to be.
That'll come out in the
of course,
numbers.
but yeah, right. How do you feel this relationship is going? Good or bad? Not great.
just throw town administrator inside the parentheses.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Maybe we say town officials and groups then?
I mean,
That's long.
the et cetera kind of covers it for future things, because in the
Yes,
future, it might
will
be,
change,
you know, it could be the ZBA one day if we're building another annex, it could be whoever, it's the official town groups, I think is.
So can we say town officials and groups then, just so we.
What about collaborates with?
I like that,
That's
that's
good,
good,
that's
yeah.
Pretty good, Sue.
It's one point for you.
I know that word, I
I
didn't,
have one.
could have told you.
Oh, we are.
Do you wanna use a different one for
No, I like
library
collaborates.
groups, cause that's a little more,
Um,
how should we use that for? It's more casual, but.
Partnership, teamwork, cooperation, joint effort, alliance, coordination.
How about engages regularly with?
ooh,
Sounds very official.
engages
Synergy?
regularly,
Synergy?
yes, but don't table anything, and don't put a pin in it, but like,
Make
make sure
it
that, yeah.
Concerted effort.
I like the engages regularly with, and collaborates with, or,
You know, we need a different one for the last.
Collusion, fraternization.
collusion,
joint
collusion
effort.
sounds nefarious,
Partnership.
collusion implies that you did something wrong.
I like partnership, partners with.
Yeah,
Yeah,
director partners with community groups and organizations.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's
I like
fine.
that,
Partnership.
I agree, that's a good one for that.
we just wanna get this done, let's face
We
it.
do.
No, they're all good, they're all
I said I
good.
would be home at 6:30.
We ruled out
I know.
collusion, so
I
I'm not
know.
just voting it in here, I mean,
We
you know.
established that meats is not a strong enough word.
Correct,
That's
correct.
what we established.
We really spent a lot of time on participation,
We've done all the
you know,
things.
like we
Done all
really
the
have,
things.
we really dissected
got
the
rid of
English language
participate.
here, I think.
We got rid of participating and meeting, and we went with utilizing
That's right.
collaborative.
That's right,
We're on fire.
it's so much better now.
All right, are we comfortable with this? I will type up the changes and when I do, please, you know,
Yeah,
look
of course,
for,
of course.
Yeah,
for
you
spellings
in
or
Word,
anything.
so we can
Yeah.
actually edit them, so.
I mean,
Yes.
it was already to me 90% of the way there, and
Right.
now it feels like it's 98%.
Yeah.
So I feel pretty good, you know, defer to Karen and Chris and Amy here, but,
I feel
then we'll
good,
see it in writing and then we'll
I feel
establish
that good
it.
that it's very condensed and it's very attuned with what we hear about all the time and what we can judge,
Yeah, I agree,
you know,
it's practical,
Yeah.
it's, you know, it's like, it's what the director should be doing anyway,
right,
so it doesn't feel like it's
And it's broad enough
out of
that it
left
doesn't,
field,
it
yeah,
doesn't feel targeted to
right,
Catherine.
correct,
Right.
correct, I
It's
agree,
a broad document, I think we can.
I
use.
agree, it is transferable,
Future
yeah,
student.
yeah, I
Since
agree.
it's only 5:45,
we still have this.
We're talking about the other document too, right?
Well,
There's
Yeah.
another document.
we're getting to the other document, the guidelines?
Yeah,
All right,
what were we gonna say?
I want to drop one of the terms. I think we need a 1 to 4, not a 1 to 5.
Okay, well, let's get
In
there,
the guidelines?
Yeah.
Oh, that's where we're heading, right?
that's where we're heading. Okay, so guidelines for director evaluation. The purposes of the performance evaluation should be always to provide the director with clear understanding of the trustees' expectations, which we didn't do the last time.
Before
Service of-
editing that, can we put the apostrophe after the S on trustees?
Sure.
Mhm.
Thanks.
Well, I don't know, let's ask the punctuation guy.
No, it's true.
I have an English degree. Come
No,
on.
it's true.
It was
I'm
on
a
taxes.
I'm a writing major, it's okay to run it by
You
you.
said you don't
yeah,
use
yeah.
punctuation, so.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
why.
yeah, jokingly I don't,
To serve as a foreign window of communication between the trustees and director, to demonstrate sound management practices and accountability of both the library director and trustees, to establish goals and direction for the next evaluation period. Do you like the way that's written? Do you wanna do it differently? Are there any mistakes? Is there anything we should add?
There are 2 periods at the end of the
Other,
second bullet.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's
That's not
just,
just much on my one.
I know, I did that, I don't know if you saw me, I was just like, is that a thing on the
Yeah.
screen?
well, those, I didn't do any spelling checks or
you got it,
anything.
you got it,
So,
you
yeah.
got it. No, just the trustees thing that you.
But like bullets like that, is that good?
Yeah, bullets.
Yeah,
Is that-
yes.
No, I agree,
I like
people like
bullets.
bullets, yeah,
Yeah.
people like bullets.
I mean, this is really for us, for the other, for others that are not here. Trustee responsibility, and I think this is probably the most important thing, is that there was really no communication between what was going on in the past years. So this will be a step forward, I think. So during evaluation periods, trustees should bring questions, criticisms, and suggestions to the director whenever they arise, not just at the end of the year.
Mhm.
Well, maybe we just say throughout the year instead of because during evaluation periods, to me, it's almost slightly confusing. Does that mean like the month when we're evaluating her? I would just say, I would just say
we're
throughout.
evaluating the year's.
Oh, I know what we mean, but
Yeah.
to the lay person, I would think throughout the year is a clearer phrase.
Well, it's only to us, this is for us.
Well,
To
I guess
the lay
to
trustees.
To the other four
Yeah.
of them.
During evaluation periods, trustees should bring questions, criticisms, and suggestions to the director whenever they arise.
Yeah,
As they arise? I don't know.
I just
As
think
they
throughout the year, to me, is a clearer phrase.
Also, do you just stop a sentence with trustees?
Trustees, exactly, I was gonna.
That's true, I mean, as you do, it's
100%,
slightly different.
No,
but
100%, that's what I was thinking,
Yeah.
Chris, I'm like, just delete the first
Yes.
3 words,
There you
and just
go.
have it be trustees, should
Yeah.
question, criticism,
As
As they
rise,
arise.
okay,
Yeah.
good.
I
That's all,
agree. Yeah.
open up a clear communication channel.
Yes. Yeah.
Definitely, Chris.
The completed evaluation trustee should refer to written reports, minutes, and correspondence during evaluation period.
I feel like you can again take out during evaluation period.
Yeah, I would just say. correspondence.
Yeah, well,
And do you wanna say and personal experience? I mean, we would anyway. At the end of the day.
I feel like that kind of goes without saying, because like I'm also
Yeah, I
gonna
would-
refer
I
to
probably would,
my
yeah.
whatever was said in a meeting, but that's not
Right.
listed in written reports,
Yeah.
minutes, or correspondence. You know, if we had a conversation in a trustees meeting that didn't make it to the minutes for some reason, that's still knowledge I'm referring to.
But yes, I like the third one, based on direct observations, supported by examples. Comments are encouraged, like, I really like that.
That covers what you were just referencing in the one before that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if we take out the during evaluation periods and.
Yep.
all of this.
Including evaluation. And that actually was from the original
Mm.
thing, and because it was 3 years, I think
It's
that's
a really
phrasing.
long time period, I mean, regular business is every year, because it's hard enough to remember, like, oh, what did I do last January?
Right.
This January, that was 3 years ago.
Well, it's hard
And then, of course, if you've got trustee turnover in that time, you're losing some of that.
And to like sort of have a fresh start, you know what I mean, like say a future director, that's perfect. You know, did something in year one that a trustee had an issue with.
Yes.
And sort of, you know, black marked the evaluation because of it.
Right.
I think when you cover 3 years, it's hard to have a fresh start,
Yeah.
if that makes sense, you know, I mean, like you don't want 3 years of the professional life to be like, oh, have a mediocre evaluation.
Mm.
Yeah.
Whereas
Yeah,
something that happened 3 years ago,
yeah,
you could then
yeah.
have 2 years of strong evals after or whatever.
The other thing I want people to understand, but I'm gonna just say it, not put it in writing here, is that we're not, it's not a review of Catherine per se, the person.
Mhm.
Because the last one really was, the first one was, you know, like appearance or I don't know what some of the questions were. Now it's the state of the library, which she is in control of.
Yep.
Mhm.
And that's what we're evaluating. So it's the outcomes that it's not personal thing. It's still gonna be her personal decisions and whatnot. But that's a difference, and I think we have to make sure that people understand that.
Yeah, I mean, I think the old one, it didn't even under like appearance and stuff, didn't it? X that out. I feel like you couldn't even, under the old form,
Well,
like you couldn't even put a number there or something like it.
I think there was still stuff there about,
I remember it being there, but I thought it was like somehow, not that I would evaluate anyone's appearance.
well, appearance and dependability, but attention to detail, that's personal. You know, not outcome.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're not, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cooperation, creativity, decision-making, the outcome is what but that's behavior traits,
Right.
traits.
Right.
That's self-motivation. We were supposed to evaluate all those.
Yeah, no, I think it's the type of thing that would sort of, it doesn't need to be on the evaluation, I think like when it comes time to, say, renew a contract, those are the things that, you know, you're gonna have in mind. I mean, if you had a director who completely lacked, you know, professionalism, creativity, attention to detail, all those things, like, I think that comes into play eventually when you're talking about just hiring.
Well, no, but like,
Without necessarily.
if she or he is creative, we're gonna see things in the outcome.
Yeah,
The outcome of the library, are they creative with the library? Well, the fact that she researched things and found out that that glass tube that,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? That was
Cone of
creative,
silence.
that was creative.
right,
The
Kind
cone
of
of
weird,
silence.
is it bulletproof is
Cone
what
of
I'm gonna
shame.
ask, but, do you know what I mean?
yeah.
She's demonstrated it in the furthering of the library, that she's
Yeah.
creative. But her creative self, we're not talking about her, and it's hard to like get past that because it's the director's evaluation. But we're evaluating her work and how the library's coming. And the perfect example is that I know that there's been a lot of turnover, there's been a lot of different staff, which I think is more commonplace in the world now. Certainly with the library, people came here and stayed till God's waiting room. But they don't anymore. Yeah, it's restaurants. They closed now. The Continental, that was God's waiting room.
This Continental room.
Did you ever go to the Continental?
I've never been there.
Okay, well,
Probably
I know
because-
down.
Probably because you don't carry a gun.
It was God's waiting room anyways, but I was thinking old age.
So the Century House.
Well, that's fine.
Century House is God's waiting room.
I went there once and I was like, we have just decreased the average age by an awful lot by walking into this
Yeah.
place. And I
Yeah,
said,
and Continental had dancing, you know, we've lost a few there, but,
But I think like this is a very extreme example, hypothetical, but I'm just trying to figure out where this would fall, whether it be an evaluation or a hiring process or rehiring or whatever. Let's say we had a director who suddenly one day just started coming to work in their pajamas every single day.
Yeah.
That's appearance. It's not appropriate, right? Like, so where does something like that fall? Like, I mean, what if they just legit went off the rocker one day and do you know what I mean? Like, there's
right.
that would
are
fall
you talking
somewhere.
referring to me?
I'm not. I'm completely hypothetically here.
Yeah.
But where would if they just start coming to work drunk every day?
Because I
Like-
think the result of everything that's going on
Yeah.
falter badly. And you
Right,
would see it,
maintains a safe, positive work
you
environment.
would see
Yeah.
it
It would be
in every monthly
professionalism.
report, it
Yeah.
would be
Right, when she turned up in her pajamas for a
be
meeting.
readily
with her-
apparent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where did you say it maintains? Where is it working?
Oh, in the administration and HR, the third one down, there it maintains
Okay.
a safe, positive work environment. So I think, like,
Yeah, I'm
maybe
just,
we
that's
say
what I'm trying to figure out. It's like,
maybe
if
say
you had someone who just
Yeah, I'll drill down
professional.
to you.
became a drug
Should
addict,
we-
whatever, something
Right,
completely.
someone's already
So
upset.
can we have the word professional in that? Director maintains a safe, professional, and positive work environment. Right, and that would cover
That would, yeah, that would
something
cover
like that.
unprofessional
Yeah,
yeah,
behavior
But
that
it's worth adding, yeah.
that
and I think just as an employee of the library, since we are, you know, the board for the library, if we saw something like that, if we indicate, you know, we had indications of that, we would have to bring it up to HR.
yeah.
So we would have to
And sometimes if it was something, you know,
personality
say it
or,
was someone who was, you know, drinking on the job.
Yeah.
That may not be something that we would necessarily see. We're not here on a day-to-day basis. We have a phenomenal staff, so the staff could theoretically pick up the slack. We wouldn't necessarily see it in the outcome. Necessarily. So
that's true,
that's sort of where I'm
true.
kind of like,
Yeah.
I like adding the word professional.
Yeah,
Just
I like
something
that
that
one too.
gives a little, again, not to say judge, you know, on a hairstyle.
So,
I'm not saying completely vague things,
so
but
the
just like
assistant director is handling and cleaning up all the
Right.
I don't know.
nonsense that
Yeah.
the director is creating and making everything appear okay.
Just something
Is
to
that what-
cover us in case we didn't, what if we didn't want to renew a contract because of that sort of thing? Then we could say, oh, well, if you go back and look at, you know, your, all the evaluations, you've got low marks on your professional positive work environment. Like something that just gives us a little, do you know what I'm saying?
No, I do, I actually do. And, you know, you would hope that the staff would then bring it to you.
Yeah, not
to us.
specifics, not targeted, not
Yeah, professional, I think. is right.
vain, not, you know.
Yeah.
Whatever, but just something that, if there was a complete
Right.
random off the wall thing, we have somewhere where it could be like a little bit documented, where we could refer back to it in case, you know, we didn't renew a contract, or in case we were kind of defending why not to give a raise or something like that, then.
Yeah.
I mean, I get that a lot of that would be covered in the outcome, I just.
But you're right, if
The
you
off
have
the
some good
wall-
staff, that they
the off the
probably
wall
would,
one-offs.
at least to start with.
Right.
Pull up the slack, right, because that's what they're sort of going to do.
Mhm.
And then, hopefully at some point they'll be like, hang on a minute, this is way more than I should be doing, this isn't right, let me.
And wouldn't
Yeah.
wouldn't that be reflected in the reports from the assistant director and the IT person and some of that?
I mean, maybe, but if I was the assistant director, am I gonna put in my report that my director's gonna see?
It's called
And
read
then-
between the lines.
Well, it is, but again, that's why I'm saying maybe in here, we need to put something that's a little read between the lines.
Yeah.
A little,
Adding the word professional is
Yeah, I think
to me,
that's-
like,
I
that's a
don't think
little bit of a
that's-
safeguard, yeah.
So where would we put that?
So the third bullet point down in administration and human resources, director maintains a safe, professional, and positive work environment.
like, I don't think it's a grand change, I
No.
think it's a subtle enough change
Wait a
that.
minute, okay, so what'd you say?
So back to,
So the third bullet point down on the
Yeah.
first administration income,
Yeah.
director maintains a safe, professional and positive work environment. Or you can say it's safe, positive and professional, whichever way around it is. But we just stick the word professional into that one and it just, I think it really just covers us for all sorts of dubious scenarios.
It's just in case,
Yeah.
it's a just in case word.
Because
So,
it's
but
now,
we're thinking that person might not be professional.
right, because we cover the director and the staff. So, it's a nice
Yeah.
broad, it's another nice broad phrase.
I just think it adds a little bit of coverage for us without making it a
Yes.
personal thing, you know, because
Absolutely.
we're obviously, we're talking about the guidelines and not making it personal and not judging on like appearance or creativity or whatever. And I just feel like, it just gives us that one little opportunity in case there was some sort of,
Yeah, professional is like a pretty
Professionalism.
ironclad adjective.
yeah, it's
It's
just
like,
if you want them to be
you know what
professional.
professional means, like, if you waver on that line, it's like, well, everyone knows what that means,
Yeah.
to not be professional, so
we all know what shenanigans are.
that's right, that's
Yeah.
right.
I can't
That Irish
s-
bar
I can't
held that.
spell that.
Tomfoolery?
Tomfoolery, right, tomfoolery will not be allowed, you can't write that.
I like shenanigans,
believe in
but I'm not
tomfoolery,
sure how to
but-
spell it, so.
It's okay, don't worry, yes. E,
I
and.
have the geek of Google it. All right, so that's good.
That's good.
Trustee responsibilities we got. All right, so definition of ratings, what do we, let's just make it 5 or 1.
I like 1 through 5 with the 0 for NA. This system works well for me.
Yeah.
Well, so
Because-
I'm stuck between highly effective and outstanding. Like, I think highly, I mean, if I'm looking at filling this out, most of my answers are effective. And maybe there's a highly effective or two here and there. My expectations is that the director is going to be effective in the job, that's why I'm gonna hire.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you get from highly effective to outstanding.
I mean, I think outstanding would certainly cover things like, you know, say the communication, because I was doing the community involvement, whatever, during COVID. Like that would be a year where, you know, that would have been outstanding. The communication is something that was exceptional. And as a, you know, former like straight A student kind of person, type A personality still, it infuriates me that there are teachers who won't give hundreds right now.
Yes, no, I get it, that's my point.
Right, no, I
Like,
get that.
I would have a hard time with,
Because they
Thoughts?
and they say there's always room for improvement. So I think that it's not so much an issue with us, it's more about the director needing to realize that, you know, if you get 3s and 4s, that's not a bad thing. Whereas people are sometimes in the mindset like, oh, if I got a B or a C on a test, that's not good, even though a C is average.
But it's also, I think that, you know, for me, outstanding is it's consistently exceeds expectations, whereas exceeds is, you know, occasionally exceed. Like, you know, it's how often you exceed. I think to me that's part of the difference between exceeds and outstanding.
so that then what I would do with that is take out in comparison to expectations.
I don't disagree, this didn't even cross my mind until you're saying that. But I think you might be right, that I'm not sure we need an outstanding because it's yearly. And anything that is outstanding in any of these areas, we're gonna say in the comments. So she can feel good about it. You know what I mean? So a matter of, and then you really have 3 that you choose from. Either you're highly effective, needs improvement, or effective. That kind of narrows your mindset. It's only a year.
I have no problem with 4 because to Amy's point earlier, if there's shenanigans going on or there's something going sideways, then there should be some 1s showing up.
But interesting to me is you have no problem with 1s, but you have a problem with 5s.
I do.
Yeah.
Even though they're they're the same
Yeah,
point on
polar-
the
they're polar
spectrum here.
opposites.
Yeah, like, so if you want that unacceptable number one for a just in case, then I feel like we should be positive and have the 5 or, a 4+ as a just in case. I mean, what if,
Well, the
budgets are
number
crazy.
one is we don't wanna renew the contract, that's
Right.
what it is, that's our
Yeah.
outfit.
But that's the outfit,
That's,
yeah, we're
that's
not
the
doing
only,
this again.
you would never give a one overall ones.
Well, then I think if we change it to a 1 through 4, or 1 through 3, right now, the way that 3 and 4 read, 4 reads the director always meets and frequently exceeds, and 3 reads the director consistently meets performance. I feel like if
Yeah.
we do a 1, 2, 3, then 3 needs to be exceeds.
So I mean, if you do 1 to 3, it's usually meets
Well, I still
improvement,
think you need
meets
4,
expectations,
not
exceeds
3.
expectations.
Yeah, I think 4.
So if you just want 3, it's.
No, but there's, no,
it's
because
not-
one,
It's
in
not a
my,
lot of nuance, I guess.
1 is your failing,
one is your out.
you're out,
Right.
yeah, 1's your out.
So then you
But-
either get an A, a C, no, you get
It's
So
a-
I guess
it's a
we're trying to
A, B,
differentiate
C, D,
between
really.
meets
Yeah,
I mean,
it's still a
and-
curve.
But, and I think to Amy's point, it's like the 3 needs to be better than, like it's like you need to not just,
No,
Right,
4 says always meets, and 3 says consistently meets.
Right.
And I feel like that's a little too close.
yeah.
So 4 should be exceeds, 3 should be meets, 2 should be needs improvement, and 1 should be, 3 strikes you're out.
Yeah, you're right.
Acceptable.
Well,
Yeah.
how about a whole different word, highly effective, needs improvement, what's that middle ground?
Satisfactory.
Yeah,
Satisfactory, yeah.
I mean, that's how, report
and
cards.
meets expectations is really
Yeah,
like the middle.
Yeah, you're fine.
Right.
Not exceptional, but you're fine.
right, you're doing the job you were
Yeah.
hired for.
Yeah, you
It's
show up.
good, like you're great, you're doing your job.
You're not drunk. You're
Competent,
showing up. You
reliable.
didn't come in your
No,
pajamas.
but I
Fine.
think if you change 3 to something else, then highly effective loses the next tier up. If 3 becomes satisfactory, then what's 4?
Exceeds
Exceptional.
expectations, yeah, exceeds expectations, will be number 4, I think.
So, exceptional, satisfactory, needs improvement, unacceptable.
Yeah, I think so, yeah, I think that's exactly, I think 4 is like, yep, you're knocking it out of the
Yeah.
park, 3's like, you're doing your job, great,
Yeah.
2's like, we should talk.
Basically, you're doing
And
your job,
1's
you're not
like,
doing your job, doing a
you're
really
fine.
great job, or
You're
you're
right.
on.
1's like, I'm sorry, we have to have this conversation.
Fired.
Yeah, you're fired.
So what do we do?
So I think-
just get PTSD from somebody saying that.
I
So I think it should be
I think 4 is exceeds
Exceptional,
expectations
exceptional.
or exceptional.
exceptional, satisfactory, needs improvement, or unacceptable.
Right, yeah, 1 and
I
2
think it's
can stay the same,
consistent
yeah,
wording.
yeah.
Without even breaking out of the source spell bill. Also, it's 6 or 6.
I like that.
And you got your
Good
4
call.
points.
So are we
Nailed it,
keeping the
nailed it.
explanation the director always meets and frequently exceeds?
Um,
Are we keeping the wording right?
No, because exceptional should be frequently exceeds,
Correct.
not, just take out always meets.
oh, I agree, Good always meets, director
That- because
frequently
that's sort of
exceeds
given.
performance expectations. And then the number 3, which is satisfactory, would be director consistently meets performance expectations, or yeah.
And I don't think
Yeah.
the second half of number 3 needs to be there, performs in a professional and competent manner, that's kind of already covered in a lot of the. Right, it just consistently meets performance expectations.
Yeah, I think that's fine, I agree, honestly.
And then 2 is needs improvement.
Yes, because that's like, you have some potential, but you need a bit more. As
Right,
opposed to 1, which is, oh my god, no.
The
right,
training
you're-
wheels.
yeah, 1's like
Right.
you're at a train wreck, and 2 is like, no, we'll just let us
So
evaluate,
train
like-
wreck, training wheels.
There it is, yes. Bicycle,
Coastal
motorcycle, there you
training.
go, yeah.
And then you're like the bullet train.
Yeah. You're good now.
You can train other people.
Yeah, exactly.
Unacceptable needs substantial improvements.
Yeah.
Do we really want to say that?
Better.
Why don't we just say
I think
two
just
words?
unacceptable.
Why don't we just say bye?
Yeah, I would like that notarized, please, Susan.
I think the word should be, I should think it should say 1, unacceptable, and then the explanation should say the director does not meet performance expectations.
Yeah.
Period.
And leave it at that, period.
Period, yeah, period.
Or, well, and maybe add that last sentence,
So-
need for immediate and significant.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because that puts them on.
Yeah, that's
But
a good call.
We can take out even at a minimally acceptable level.
Yep,
Yeah.
that, and then
Director requires,
take all that out and just go from expectations to need
Good call,
in that one,
good call.
just to keep it simple.
so what are we crossing out, do the last one? Go back, agree with that?
Oh, the zero, yeah.
Right, those two.
The director does not need the director, the next page. Oh, we're gonna leave all that? The director requires significant extra direction.
No, take that out. It should just say unacceptable.
Yeah.
Take out needs substantial improvement, just make it unacceptable. And then it should say the director does not meet performance expectations, period. And then
Need for
for immediate and significant improvement,
So,
period.
yeah, okay, so we're taking that extra,
Mhm.
that's fine.
And then the zero not applicable, I think is perfect, and we just, and we
Right,
have to
because
have that as an
occasionally
option.
that
Yeah.
might be the
Just
option,
line
but, yeah, you might need to, but hopefully not many, but
No, but
it's necessary. And I guess
Well,
at that point when you're doing the rating,
because it may also be not just not applicable to the situation, but again, if it's a brand new trustee that came in midterm or something,
Mhm.
it could
right,
be
observe,
an NA for that trustee, as opposed to just an NA for the director.
Okay,
You know, it gives the trustee an out if they just don't know.
so procedure for evaluating the director, what's the date we want her to submit goals? It's gonna be different this year if we want her evaluated this year.
Well, what did we talk about? I think the last meeting I was really sick, but we sort of talked about, election season,
right,
Right,
When the
get
election
past
is,
April
like,
13th or 30th
Yeah.
or whatever.
you know, do we
the
wanna
date
just
is.
change up instead of doing this whole January evaluation, do we wanna take this time to change what we evaluate? Elections in April, May is a new
A
trustees.
visit
Yeah.
with the trustees, and June we
That's-
get a feel for it, so evaluation July 1.
Or
Oh, does that-
maybe at the.
If you wanna do, you have to,
you'd want to capture the old trustees before they.
which is really what we did.
I'm not
Right.
opposed to January, but I think under the old system, the January evaluation, because it covered 3 years, it was like a 2 or 3 month process.
Right.
So by the time
That
we're
was the
finishing
problem.
it,
Right.
trustees are out the door already.
Right.
So maybe if it's a much shorter process, then we still do a January one.
Yeah, well, it's
Because now
also
that's-
2 weeks,
Everyone, all the trustees have been there for at least 10 months,
yes.
and they have something to base.
Well, so
Exactly.
it's not gonna be January 1 this time.
No.
So why don't we say?
Once
See, it was always within 2 weeks trustees will return complete evaluations.
So
And
how,
that didn't happen, that's why it was so late.
if we work backwards and
So what
extrapolate
about
this
we-
out, how long are we saying the whole process is? 1 month, 2 months? Cause we could say February 1.
Right, I was gonna say February 1.
It's really only a month, because within 2 weeks trustees will return complete evaluations. People didn't do that, that's why it was so
So
late.
should
So
we
let's
say
switch
by
over
the
to February
January
1.
meeting, right, so that will be the end of January, so by the
Mhm.
January trustee meeting,
Yeah.
we get the tentative goals in writing from the director. And then,
I like saying February 1 better only because the January meeting could change. Every
Right.
year we sort of, so like the next chair, if Jeff's not the chair again, could say, you know what, third Wednesday doesn't work for me, we're
Jeff
changing all the
Will
meetings
be
to the
the
first
chair for
Monday of the
life
month.
as far as I'm concerned.
So- So February 1,
well, that's why I just thought the January meeting would be.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
so why don't we say February 1, director shall submit tentative goals
So we
in
would
writing.
see it
At the February meeting,
You can't pick
Is
February
when you
2nd,
get
because
it.
then it will just keep happening over and over again. Ground.
at the February meeting, personnel delivers evaluations. Within 2 weeks, so now we're at mid-March,
Mhm.
trustees will return completed evaluations. Then personnel committee compiles information, composes one evaluation, delivers to the director.
Okay,
Personnel library director to meet evaluation and negotiate goals for the next year, and in the March meeting,
cause you really want to be a March, I
Well,
think,
yeah,
it's the
'cause then
April one with
it-
the election, and-
correct, it gets
Yeah.
it before
Yeah.
a bunch of potential newbies.
Yeah.
Not the, I
Maybe
like
instead of, for number 2, instead of at February meeting, like say by February 15th. Again, February is when this one's a school vacation week, we changed that meeting date a lot. It could be emailed out to everyone by the 15th, it doesn't have to necessarily,
okay,
if that
so
February
by
meeting doesn't
February
happen.
15th. The reason I'm saying that is if you wanna do it this year,
Right,
It's
and
gotta
so
be
sometimes you cancel
January.
Yeah.
meetings, so that, like, I like dates better than saying by this such and such meeting.
Okay. All right, so then they should have it back by March first. So
Yeah, I think that's fair,
Yeah, so
We
then the March meeting.
really only.
right, because you're right, we could conceivably cancel a February meeting.
But
with stuff else
your
on
director
that.
turnover is not, is after the April meeting.
Yeah.
Right,
This is how we always did it, because we did get the people who didn't stay on did do the evaluations.
Mhm.
So it's kind of the same thing, because we don't meet in the summer, so this,
Right, right.
it should.
Yeah.
But I don't think we need till January first. And honestly, it was because the evaluations were so crazy.
Well, and it'll be smoother now that we've
Yeah.
done, like now, none of this will need to happen.
so if one is like by February 1, and number 2 says by February 15th.
Yep.
Within 2 weeks, that puts us to March 1.
Yep,
Personnel committee commands information and composes one evaluation of the director. Do we need a date on that? Personnel and library director meet to discuss it. And then in blank of final evaluation.
so you have to do it within March, because,
Yeah, so I'm saying if number 3 is March 1, within 2 weeks.
Yep.
So that's March 1, and then number 6 is in March. Do we need to put some sort of guideline on how long it takes the personnel committee to compile the information, give it to the director, how long they get to, because then we have to meet with them, and does that need to be a posted meeting?
I
Yeah.
don't believe it does.
Maybe number 6 needs to be April 1? I don't know.
No, because April is gonna be after the elections.
Yeah.
So we can, but it's gonna be after the election.
I'm fine with it being, with number 6 saying in March, I just wondered, do we need to put some sort of, like, the personnel committee compiles the information within a week? Like, do we need to put some sort of guideline on there so that the director has adequate time to review it?
Well, see, I think it can be compiled in a day.
It could, unless, you're in Cancun and.
I'm not going to Cancun. I think it could be,
Aruba then?
I wanted to go to Aruba.
Everybody in Wakefield.
No bueno. I think that's, if we have to present in March, if anyone has to present in March, they're gonna know at the beginning of the year when the March meeting is.
Yeah, they would know
Yeah.
theoretically by the previous April.
Right. So I would say, we need to have it done, we will have it done. Because I think with this kind of thing, we can all, the only sticking point is that I didn't want people to feel that they were being singled out by what they said. So that's why I
The
didn't share,
trustees.
yeah. Because they would just, you know what I mean, I think it was just, it's not necessary. So how to make it, that you don't know who it is.
All comments are anonymous.
Yeah, but they have to, if they send it to you.
Oh, so when I send mine to you, how do we make it so you don't even know it came from me?
Or do you want them all physical and collect them?
I don't care if you know it came from me, so.
Well, I know,
Yeah.
I mean.
But yeah, I guess
But
if
some-
I had a bone to pick and wanted it to be anonymous.
I felt
You
that some people might not want
Yeah.
everyone to see their comments, and that was a lot of it.
Well, you were the only one that saw them. right?
Exactly, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
That doesn't necessarily, if we didn't have the name anywhere on it, or,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
uh-huh.
But then again, that's how I knew that Adam didn't do it. Are you gonna do it? Are you gonna do it, Adam? Come on, let's do it.
Well, I think
Yeah.
it's perfectly acceptable for the personnel subcommittee
Right.
chair
Yeah.
to know who did what.
Correct.
Yeah,
Right,
so
so
feel
okay.
we just
Correct.
are under the assumption that you
I
or the
don't think
future
there's a
will-
way around that.
Okay,
It's
so,
not secret
I
ballot.
think it's okay, yeah, I think it's
Okay.
fine.
so on
That's
the last one,
You can
There
say
were-
it, we won't, but you can.
on the last one, even on the paper, there was a thing to put your name. So we're not gonna do that.
I mean, can it all just be electronic anyway? In which case you're gonna know who it is, like, do we need to keep filling out, do we need paper copies?
I don't know, I think,
Or I guess
don't
maybe
know.
for posterity. Or do we
Is the
shred them?
I don't know,
technology
yeah.
available to
I don't
do
know, what
this
about-
anonymously, electronically?
I mean, I don't,
No.
but I don't think it needs to be anonymous, I think as long as it's
Yeah.
only, you know, if Susan sends out
So
a PDF or whatever.
A Google form,
I was gonna say,
Google
we
form
do
did
Google
anything
form.
computer,
and,
right? Wasn't there something else?
And then a Google form would compile everything for you anyway.
Right.
Should be,
Yeah.
that should be very,
yeah, Google
You can
form's
do
easy,
The
like
whole
that all
evaluation
keeps
can be
track
a
of
Google form,
everything.
and then it automatically will compile it into
I
a
can show
spreadsheet
you.
for you,
That's fine, yeah.
in which case it would take your averages.
Correct,
It would
you
be
can
like
extract
that
to a
for compiling.
spreadsheet, yeah.
Well, we're just gonna add up the numbers,
Right,
I mean, you could do that.
but it'll do
but
that.
it's, so
If
it's
you're old
not-
school,
well, I mean, that's the way it's gonna be, except for the comments.
Right,
So it's the
right,
comments that you.
you can't extrapolate that, but
Yeah, so when I did the copy
big work.
to be seen, I wasn't as specific, I was general
Words.
comments.
Good word, big brains.
I didn't put everyone's comments word for word.
right,
Yeah.
you highlighted, right, you kind of cherry
Yeah.
picked which comments.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is fine.
But I think it's fine, you should be able to see them.
Yeah,
Because
so-
Some people comment just for the sake of commenting.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, that's why, don't do
Yeah,
that.
Not me, that's not my.
Like, if you have a
my jam.
comment of something good, like, give an example. So that's why I want people to pay
Yeah,
attention
don't
to
just
that.
put cool form, bro.
Like,
That's
I
fine.
really think we should do this, that, or the other thing. Well, you should have
Yeah.
brought it up in meetings.
Yep.
And, what did you want it to do? All right, so I think you wanna keep it March, cause right now
Yeah, that's. I think those dates work for us
I
for
think it
this
makes
year,
sense.
so.
Yeah, I like it, I like it being done before
Yeah.
the turnover, potential turnover. It should be the charge of the old guard to do it,
and hear
yeah.
it, hear it.
Yes, and then that's fine if new people come on board after, but it shouldn't be the first thing that a new person does.
Cause it may be
Road
the,
director,
it might be the
but-
April meeting where the discussion happens.
All right,
But I think that's fine for it to be a new,
yeah, I do too. I think as long as it's done, quote unquote, done, it's also nice for a new library trustee to have the exposure to something really meaningful early on.
and get a little history.
Correct, yeah, no, I think it's nice
I
timing
mean, I don't
wise,
even
like-
know what they said, a formal evaluation interview, that was the original thing. I mean, I guess we could leave that out, but that's what, I don't know if that was
feedback,
really.
right, it's
Oh.
really the feedback.
Yeah, I don't think that needs to be part, I think just, add March meeting.
You know, just think about that, so does that mean we just open up the director's evaluation to the entire board in a meeting?
That's what we've always done.
Or are we just gonna say personnel submitted the evaluation? You feel free to talk about the evaluation we submitted,
Yeah.
but we're not evaluating the director with 9 trustees sitting here. You people had your say on the evaluation.
Yeah, I
Now
see.
you're gonna hear what everybody else
So
says.
let's not call it an interview,
So
that's what it
it's
was.
not,
Yeah.
it's not,
Yeah, it's not,
it's not an evaluation of Catherine with the 9 of us sitting here. You've already had your input,
yeah,
personnel
feedback.
evaluated it. This is what the evaluation reflects of you 9 people who don't know what each other said, but here's what the evaluation looks like from everybody.
Right.
And Catherine's already seen it, so Catherine already knows what the evaluation is. The director should not be on the hot seat at a trustee meeting when you've already had your shot, put your opinion forward in the evaluation.
So whatever we give to Catherine, we compose one evaluation.
Does that make sense?
yeah.
Well,
But this is, I mean, we've done this before, and I don't think
And it
it's
didn't
ever
go
got,
well,
well, only this past year, I think was
right,
the
that's
off
what
year.
makes, yeah,
And I get that, and that's why we're here and we're doing it all. But I'm just saying, I don't think it needs to be so much like they're in the hot seat. I do think that all of the trustees should get a copy of the final one.
Yeah,
absolutely,
yeah.
yeah.
So we're not gonna do,
But-
you're right, the wording here is wrong, so
But
then
it's-
we're going to present.
It's not, you're not opening it up to like this is not a discussion.
It
It's
should
like,
be,
this is,
the
you
April
know,
meeting or whatever, I guess it's the March meeting could be open to director comments.
Sure,
If the director wanted to.
Director comment
correct,
of the evaluation that
Correct.
was presented,
So
I
I
think
think,
that, I think
not
that works.
of the director, because you already had your shot
No,
at evaluating the director.
Right.
That's done.
but if the director wanted to respond,
yeah,
then that should be on the March agenda.
well, so I would say that during the March meeting under Personnel Committee, I'm going to say, okay, here's what Catherine received for her evaluation.
Mhm.
I don't know if I should put in the, we're not gonna have time to put in the packet, because I would
Yeah,
have.
and then just,
And then just
verbally
say,
you know, if you
you know.
want, if you want to make any kind of statement or whatever, and then do we vote on it
Well,
to
we-
accept it into the
No.
minutes?
They'll need to see it beforehand though, right? They'll need to,
Yeah, they would have already seen it
okay.
weeks earlier.
that's all.
Well, no, they won't see it until then.
The only way they
They
would
won't see
see
the
it would
compilation.
be if it was in
No,
the
no, I
March
mean the
package and we
director
talked about
would
it
have already
in
seen it before.
April.
But you said,
The only way that they would actually see it before the meeting was if it's in the package. Will it be ready for the package?
no,
For
not in
March?
March.
Right, no.
Okay,
So,
I
so
see, yeah.
if it goes out to the trustees as part of the April package, they would have had a chance to read it, review it, and formulate any
Does it
questions.
need to go in the package, because that
No.
goes online
Yeah, I don't
to
think
the
it is
town,
still
and I don't,
So it doesn't need to go in.
I don't think it
So
ever
I
officially
think-
goes in the
I
package.
think in March, underneath subcommittees, they get to personnel, okay, like, well, we think, you know, you all did your blah, 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 we spoke with Catherine, here's the results. And just let people look at the results and say, you know, if there's any questions in any committee, they can ask,
Yeah, okay.
and that's
So
it,
it's
Okay, so
handled
that would
at
be
the
the
March
time.
meeting,
it's a handout.
you can read what everybody else said, because you know what you said.
And if Catherine wanted to provide any, or sorry, any
Okay.
director wanted to provide feedback or not, they could also just choose to remain silent, like, nope, I get nothing.
Yep.
And-
Fine.
Yeah, it's
But they
like,
don't
I,
need to, because they're
I
not,
don't
like I said,
think,
they're not in the hot
I
seat,
don't
they don't need to
remember,
defend anything.
it was so long ago,
it's
people
just-
won't remember what they said, that's part of it, it's like you,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
but that's fine, it will get smoother in, you know, in the years ahead, but.
Because the other thing I think would be interesting is if you had like a very disparate, you know, like 4 people gave a 5, you know, a 5 or a 4 for one question and the others all gave a 1, and you'd be like, well, at that point, that would be kind of interesting to try and figure out
no,
what
but you
people would-
can't, that's what happened,
Yeah.
that's what happens, there was some huge
Well,
differences.
because then you would get, you would
Yeah.
get like a very, you know, you'd get like an average score of, you know, a
Right.
3 or a 2, and you'd be like,
Which is why I think
That would be-
the result, when you publish it, will have an average score and a breakdown of the 9 votes, of the 9 scores, no?
I think that would be good to see
Well,
actually,
like if
because
we're
that,
doing
that would
one
show
through
up somewhere
four,
like that.
would you be taking like a numerical average, so like the score next to, you know, whatever could be a 3.2, because some people give 3s and a couple people give 4s and.
Yeah.
Would you, or do you just like, oh, most people give a 3, so I'll just put a 3?
Last year, we avoided doing that for that very reason. I mean, I don't remember what I did,
I don't know,
but
that's
I
like,
did kind of do the average.
like an actual numerical, you know, 3.2.
But I thought in conversation, talked about the range.
I feel like we
There was a 5 here, or there was a 2 here,
did, we
Someone-
saw that, we saw the
someone-
actual breakdown, like 4 number 3s and 3 number 4s and 1.
Did the personnel committee see that or did
No,
they?
we saw that at the general meeting. Cause we got the grid and it said, you know, 4 3s, 1 whatever. And then, cause we could look down and see, oh, okay, well, most things were, you know, all A's and B's or whatever
Yeah,
the grading system was. Oh, that's a 1-off, oh, hey, a lot of people put NA for this one. So we saw the breakdown.
Yeah.
And I don't know that we need to see the breakdown versus just a pre. I mean, not we necessarily, but maybe the board as a whole.
Yeah, I think the breakdown's kind of
Recording.
interesting.
It's interesting, but again, I'm thinking more like what happens meeting goes to the public, is there a fine line between like what's fair to put out there in someone's
Because if it's very
professional
split,
evaluation?
you know, I think it's fair to Catherine to say, look, the board was quite split, you know, 4 people gave you a 4 here and then, you know, the other 5 people gave you a 2. Like, I think
well,
that's,
Catherine saw everything. Catherine will see everything and have any questions answered when we meet with her.
Mhm.
And, I mean, so we did meet with her beforehand, and so she knew a lot of that. And a lot of it wasn't clear, and I think that we're making an attempt, if the board approves this
right,
new form, to make it more clear, that if you have a comment, you don't just put it out there. You have to substantiate it, why you're saying that. So I think it will be more clear, like, she's fine with doing things differently, in my opinion. But she wants to understand what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You know, like, well, and so she will have an opportunity, hopefully, to figure that out. So, I mean, I think with really basically 3 numbers, if anyone gives a 1, I mean, it's pretty unlikely with
Right,
the current
yeah.
year that
Yeah,
it's gonna
current,
be
yeah,
1.
yeah.
So, I mean, it's probably just gonna get 3s. It's gonna be an average of 3.
I think so, yeah.
So I think, you know, doing an average is right. But that first meeting on April 2nd, well, let's do your birthday.
Sure, much.
Yeah, let's do your birthday. I was gonna say April 2nd, March 2nd, but let's do the 1st. We'll have a big party, we'll have cake,
Sure.
couple of drinks. You what?
I'll go on Medicaid.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Old
We'll
news.
stop covering everything.
Great.
That's old news, and it's
Great.
going down, and it's going up. The charge, it goes up. Which was a shock that it actually cost something. Yeah, I mean, I think we do that. I think it will be good.
Yeah, I mean, no one of us can control what is said in the trustees meeting, you know, that if one of the trustees was looking at this form and decides to bring something up or ask a question, then it's gonna happen,
Then we're gonna hear
because, you know,
It's
yeah.
not likely.
And like I said, the director can make a comment or not make a comment if they choose not to.
Well, either way, if we're gonna get it, the results, we're gonna meet with Catherine, so we'll be prepared for that there may or may not be questions.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's good. So
Good times, no sell.
we will try to,
So here we are
we
in
should look at
January
dates.
5th.
if
Yeah,
we're gonna, you know, for March. We go to Wakefield, right?
so do we wanna say to Catherine by February 1, we're expecting goals for this?
Well, really, we need goals for this past year. Like,
Right, no, I'm just talking about for this first one we're doing right now.
Yeah.
And if we're talking about February 1 and February 15, and here we are January 5.
Yeah.
Or do we need to be telling Catherine, you know, today, tomorrow, hey, heads up, February 1 is the deadline we chose for goals, so we'll take your goals.
Yeah,
But I also think,
well, I think she kind of wrote goals tentatively, but yes, we will ask her.
And then you're saying this will bring this to the full board on the January meeting.
Yep.
They'll approve it because we already have 5 out of 9 votes.
That's right, we don't need your approval.
But we
You go
want to.
now.
Technicalities. So that will get approved.
Yeah.
So February 15, personnel delivers evaluations. So honestly though, you could, if this is all done as a document, you could theoretically give those out earlier than the 15th, because it'd be by the 15th. Right?
Yes.
You could give them out February 2nd if you wanted to.
Right.
And then within 2 weeks, they'll get returned.
So what's the actual date of the January meeting? For some reason I have it as the 14th.
I thought it was the 28th.
I thought it was the 27th.
Yeah, it should be whatever that Wednesday is.
There's the
last week.
21st and then there's the 28th.
28th.
Yeah, it's usually the 4th.
That's what I knew the 14th was wrong, but why is it
Yeah. Definitely not.
But then I was trying to look on the other website.
Wait a minute, so 25th is February.
You're gonna search your email for
March
the
is
May
25th.
packet.
Oh, May.
The May packet is the one
March
that
what?
has
Yeah, March
meetings scheduled,
25th,
holiday
yep.
scheduled.
So wait a minute, the 22nd, isn't that school vacation?
February?
April.
Yeah, they'll have to move it probably.
They already did, it's been,
No, I mean,
Is
we'll
it gonna be
do
the
our,
15th?
the meeting will have to.
February.
Yeah. which month are we
April.
talking about?
April.
Yes, we already factored in school vacation week.
So when is the April meeting?
The April meeting is the 15th.
When is the election?
The election should be 28th. I mean, you would know this up for elections.
I don't read anything, I just can do the math. And
I know that you could have pulled papers, but.
use use a source. I never pulled papers the first day I'm down there, like a crazy person.
Yeah, so annual town election is Tuesday, April 28th.
So
Nomination
technically
papers-
this year, we could do it in April.
Yeah, but some years not necessarily,
So we could put,
I mean, we always could be, well, no, because we have had a meeting after.
so we
Spring
could
break.
put on this, April or March. But you
Some
wouldn't do it
weeks,
March.
or some years though, the April meeting is fallen after the election day.
You can always say that has to be done before the town election.
Right,
Mhm.
that would actually be the most specific way to get our intent across.
Do we wanna do that?
I feel like keeping it in March, just, I mean, yes, you could do that.
You can do whatever we want.
Right,
I
like-
grown-ups.
I like the must be done before the conflict, because that literally gets to our point.
Yeah,
And leaves a little leeway for future trustees, so.
yeah,
or must be done at the,
Prior to. the
at a
election.
meeting, at a trustee meeting before the town election.
Okay, a lot of
Just so we're not like
okay,
calling-
Yeah, that gives you.
Just so we're not calling
leeway
like a
to
special
March or
meeting just
April.
to-
Exactly.
At a regularly scheduled trustee meeting before the town election.
So if they approve it, technically, I could say, okay, well, we're gonna send it to everybody tomorrow and get it back within, within 2 weeks, so we could even
Or
do,
2 months.
could,
I'll send it to, if you, I'll just fill it out right now, just come on.
I know, well, I don't have little dots and it's gonna be
So
tricky.
the January meeting is when, the 28th?
28th.
So can we,
Are we still meeting again in 2 weeks?
When's the February meeting?
I mean, we have a personnel subcommittee meeting.
well, I
You scheduled
Don't-
2 more.
That was a
I don't
case,
think
yeah. I don't think we need to,
Oh yeah, there's one next week on the 12th.
and week after, but I was a little hesitant of what's been happening beforehand. So in March, can we look at a date to look at the, tell Catherine and to have, really, essentially, we could meet and you could all look at it. And then we could have Catherine come in
Oh, what
half an hour later.
are you asking for March? A date for us to meet with Catherine? Or?
We need a date to look at the,
So you need our schedule in March.
so
And it
we,
needs to be at least 15. Does she need a certain amount of time to?
Respond to what you.
Yeah, like what day do all the evaluations have to come back to you by March 1st?
well, in 2 weeks, so it depends on when we send it out. If I
But if-
send it out on the 26th, then it needs to come back.
Right, but if number 2 we put as the official thing is by February 15th,
Yes,
then that would mean by March 1st is when all the things should be back
Has
to
to
you.
be back.
yes.
So we could say,
March 5th, 7th, 8th,
uh,
how much time do we need to put it together if you see them?
Oh, a day.
because if you don't get them all until March 1st.
Right, but what I'm saying is, I'm gonna say, I'm sending them out tomorrow after the meeting.
Yeah.
Right, so they really have a little less than March 1st, but whatever.
Yeah, so I mean, for this particular year, I guess if we're just picking a date that we can get together, I'm actually tentatively here all of March. It'll change, but I don't know where I'm gonna be or when, so. Right now, March is pretty open.
So Mondays were the day that were good for people, correct?
Sure.
Yeah.
So why don't we say March 9th?
Does it need to be a daytime meeting for Catherine?
Well, let's say that we'll do sometime on the March 9th. I gotta talk to Catherine in the next couple of days and see how long is it gonna take us to talk about it? So we
Depends on
could,
what the evaluations
I
say.
mean,
they're gonna be fine. What do they do with all the documents? I might have to redact things, I don't know. Is there a redact button on the computer?
There should be,
I'd
yes.
like to see the McDonald files, I demand release.
the Penske files.
Let's say the 9th, and if she can meet that same time, do we wanna do a nighttime meeting?
I would say leave it to Catherine.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I
No,
have a
but for
PTO
us.
meeting at 7, so.
You what?
There's a PTO meeting at 7, hard to get to.
On the 9th?
I normally prefer an evening meeting, but if, I don't wanna make her stay late if she's regularly supposed to be off at 5 that day or something,
Right.
and that doesn't seem fair to her.
But we have to meet first to look at it. So is the 9th,
Oh, are we talking about us meeting without Catherine?
us to meet at 4:30 or 5, whatever's good for people to do that. And then I'm gonna ask her if she wants, to meet like in addition to that, and, meet for half an hour and then her half an hour, or if she needs another time that week.
Okay. So what, I'm
So
not
we can
putting
schedule in like
4:30
4:30.
on the 9th for us.
Yes. Is that okay with everybody right now?
Yeah, I think it's fine, I think.
And it'll be really quick, obviously.
Sure.
Well, and I can just send it out I can compile it of all the stuff and just send them out to you, but I think it's easier to do in person. If there's anything we want to
Does that
redact,
need to be a posted meeting
it will be.
or executive session?
But we,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
but we can remove next Monday from our calendars. We don't need to meet
Yes.
next Monday, okay?
Correct.
Okay, cool.
I feel like that should be an executive session.
Yeah, probably.
Right. I guess you post it and then you just say we're gonna
Yeah,
do
yeah.
a session of.
Yeah, I'm just, yeah.
I will say it's almost 6:45, so let's,
Yep, we're
let's
good.
please, let's call it, if we're good,
Oh, we're not meeting next Monday.
which is good.
So we're gonna take those
I love
extra 2
you.
hours now.
Yeah. I'm like, did you guys eat dinner yet? 'Cause,
No, I made dinner.
Did you?
I made dinner
Maybe
before, but I didn't eat it.
Yeah.
Alright, that's good.
Eric's making
Oh.
chickpea sauce.
You
Nice.
didn't eat
I had
today, no?
pasta, no, I made a sauce the other night from, I call it a kitchen sink sauce, so I had cherry tomatoes, I had olives, I had meat, I had all sorts of things, and I made just a nice sauce and pasta a couple nights ago.
Look at you.
Oh, I like to cook, yeah, I like to cook, and so I had leftover rigatoni with some sauce for lunch.
It's gonna go well.
Not bad, yeah, I don't know, dinner, I had that for lunch.
So we had a potential one on the 26th, but we didn't have to, January 26th.
Yeah, I think that's probably out.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We did?
We did.
You put
Particularly
two in the
the trustee
calendar, but
meeting
not
itself is
the
that
Monday.
Wednesday, so we don't.
So you put one for the.
Are we
Oh,
officially
yeah.
out of
Well,
this
so
meeting?
one-
Yes, we should probably,
Make a motion to adjourn?
yes,
Make a motion to
seconded,
adjourn.
seconded,
So
third, fourth. How do we,
You
Thank
tap
you.
the screen and you say end.